Hi, welcome to the homestead. I'm Travis, and I wanted to make a video today just kind of telling who we are or who I am, and who's this grizzly looking guy on your YouTube. I am the father of 6 kids. Well, my wife and I, we have 6 kids, so there's a total of 8 of us. We're actually kind of a blended family. She has children from a previous marriage, and so do I, and we have a child together, but we don't do the step-parent, step-child kind of thing. We're all just one big family, and that's, we insist on that. That's how we are. We do live pretty far out in the woods. We live in the Missouri Ozarks, about a half hour from Mountain Home, Arkansas, north of Mountain Home, Arkansas. And we're way out here in the middle of nowhere. I did a video on that also, kind of explaining a little bit how far out we are. So we call it homesteading. It's basically a simple, self-sufficient lifestyle is what we strive to do. We're far from perfect. If you are tuning in and you think you're going to see this family showing the perfected way of living in, a homestead, all natural, perfect little children lifestyle, you have tuned to the wrong place. It's not that way here. We have a real life, and sometimes it gets a little crazy sometimes. But, so, a little bit more about us. Living like this isn't too different from my wife and I. She grew up kind of like this also, living on an off-grid farm, kind of way out in the middle of nowhere. Drawing water from the well by hand, that sort of thing, not having electricity. I grew up as a poor farmer, farm kid, working on small farms and raising chickens and cows and gardens and, hunting and fishing and running around in the woods. Spent most of my life in the Missouri Ozarks and also some in eastern Tennessee, where I'm originally from, so I guess that does make me a hillbilly, Eastern Tennessee, Missouri Ozarks. Don't get much more hillbilly than that. Our children, we have 2 that don't live at home anymore. They've grown up, moved out. One will be getting married in next spring. I can't remember the date. And then we have a almost 3-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 9-year-old, and an 11-year-old. And hold on just a moment. I've got geese that are going to start bugging me. Those geese, they think when I'm out here they have to come up and make all their noise and bother me. So anyways, we have 4 kids living at home. The 2 youngest ones are girls, and they are just pure, wild, feral Viking children. I don't know where they get it. They have no fear. They both claim that they're Vikings. The 7-year-old will correct you. If you call her a cute little girl, she'll say, "No, I'm not. I'm a Viking." Now, I don't know where they get that from. I'm pretty sure it's some really bad influence from their mother, because I know it's not for me. I mean, it's obvious that I am a very classy, well-refined type of guy, so it must be some kind of bad influence from their mother. A little bit more about us. How we live. Like I said, we're not perfect. We do have electricity coming into our house. Our goal is to be completely off-grid. We don't use a lot of electricity though, so we cut back so that way when we switch to like a solar system, we won't need that much of a solar system. So we don't have central air, we don't have a clothes dryer. Basically the electricity is running the well and a refrigerator and some lights. We heat with wood that we cut. We grow a lot of our own food, raise our own food, hunt for our own food, forage for wild food and medicine. I'm an herbalist, and I just love to garden, so that's really kind of my passion, is working with plants. And my wife, she's the animal person. I mean, she knows a lot about animals. When we met, I actually lived completely off-grid, not even with electricity, no solar, nothing. I was like drawing water from a creek, spring, and cooking over an open fire. It was something I wanted to experience, so I lived that way for about a year, and that's, you know, during that time is when I met her. So we've, you know, lived that way. And it's something that we've always felt drawn, both of us, to live this lifestyle. You know, I can remember as a child, I was an Eagle Scout. I was always nuts about living off in the woods like Grizzly Adams. And, you know, well, now that I've got at least the looks down, I think. Still working on the rest of it. Let's see, what else about us? She's really shy about being in front of the camera, so I don't know if I'll ever get her in front of the camera. I'm still working on it. Been showing her like other videos with, you know, the women that get involved on the camera and stuff. She's pretty shy about that. She has a lot of amazing knowledge, so you know, she gives me ideas, but I really want to see her, you know, get in front of the camera and talk about all the things that she knows. Her background, she went to college, but she also went to a cooking school in France when she was young. And so she is just an absolute amazing cook. We have a Facebook page if you guys want to check it out. Neither of us do Facebook, but we do have a Facebook page for our homestead that we post pictures and links to these videos on. And it's called Beard and Bread Homestead. And obviously she's the bread, not the beard part of it. She can make old world bread like you would not believe. It's amazing. She's lived in Germany and France and things like that when she was younger. And she can cook unbelievable. Then it's cool because she can take, you know, really, you know, cheap ingredients or, you know, basic ingredients and make a gourmet meal. It looks like something you'd see in some fancy book. And I blame her. It's all her fault that I'm the size that I am. Because see, when we met, I don't have any pictures of this, but you just have to believe. When we met, I made Arnold Schwarzenegger look like Danny DeVito. I mean, I was just all of it. And then I started eating her cooking and her bread and everything, and you know, now I don't even know what I look like. But anyways. She is an amazing cook. My background is working in the government sector, law enforcement primarily. I've worked in a, you know, local county law enforcement. I did work in private sector in like executive protection. And then I also worked on a federal level. Got a lot of good training. Saw a lot of things that would scare the pants off of people. So that's kind of my background. Now I'm just some, you know, long-haired, bearded country boy, I guess. How we live around here, getting back to that, like I said, we do a lot of gardening, you know, gathering nuts and berries and stuff out in the woods and plants. We have chickens, ducks, geese, and a steer. In the past, we've raised goats and sheep, turkeys, guineas. We did have some pigs for a while, but we don't eat pork anymore, so we don't raise pigs. Maybe that'll be another video of why we don't eat pork, but that's something that we do not partake in. You know, we're just kind of a regular crazy family living out here in the woods. You know, a lot of people, we've actually had some people, my wife even, she had some people over a year ago kind of be harsh with her that, you know, well, you know, we live out in this homesteading out in the woods kind of lifestyle, but we still have modern things. Well, yeah, we do. You know, we have a few modern things, not a lot, and we've never made any claims that we didn't have that. And I think there's a lot of people that, oh, well, you're online and you must not be off-grid. They don't, you know, they're critical of it, but yet they don't actually live anything like the lifestyle. So basically what I'm saying is, you know, we're not saying that we're living out here like, you know, Little House on the Prairie. We do have some modern things, you know. I cut wood with a chainsaw. I can cut it with an axe. I've done it numerous times, more than I can count, but I use a chainsaw to cut my wood. Same with my wife. You know, she has a lot of kitchen implements and utensils that are non-electric. We try to find those, but she also has some electric ones. And when you have several kids, sometimes, you know, you just don't have time to do it that way. And if you can use something electric, that's fine and great. But we still try to be as simple as we can. We're not big TV watchers. We have no service like that out here. We have a little small TV with some old VHS. I know, we don't even have DVDs. Oof, that's how backwoods we are. We have some old Disney VHS movies and things like that, the old ones, that the kids can watch. And yes, of course, I know, we have internet, obviously. I'm posting these online. But it's not very good internet. Any of you that's, used cell phones way out in the woods, you kind of have to walk around, like this, trying to get a signal. That's kind of the basics of us. We're glad that you've, stopped by and watched our videos. We're not on here to try to get rich or famous. We just think that, maybe we have something to share. Maybe there's others out there like us, or people that are wanting to embark on this journey, and maybe we can, show them how we screwed up, or how not to do it. Maybe they can figure out a better way of doing it. We do love this lifestyle, and I guess you could say there's sacrifices you have to make, but for us it's just all about our priorities. There's certain things that, the rest of the modern world thinks are, necessities or conveniences that you have to have, and we choose not to have them because we choose to put value in other things. And so that's where we spend our time and money on. And it creates an experience for children that most kids nowadays don't experience, and it instills within them, values. And the Bible says to train up a child in the way that he should go, and that he'll not depart from it. And I don't know how many of you have been like in the inner cities and big cities and urban areas and things like that, and just walk around with your eyes and ears open and try to figure out, is that the way a child should go? Probably not. So maybe you shouldn't train them up that way. So we feel that, this lifestyle is definitely more conducive to raising a child in the way that they should go. So that's a really big reason that we live out like this. I know that my videos, at least the ones I've posted, a lot of them talk about prepping or guns or stuff, and I'm trying not to make that the only thing that I post about, because that's certainly not like what we do and talk about every day. It's just something I have a lot of knowledge on and experience, so trying to share that. And it's kind of getting into close to the colder, rainy weather, so I'm not doing as many things, like making gardens and stuff like that. So there's less and less things to share with you from outdoors. But anyways, there'll be things like that coming up in other videos. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you like and subscribe. We have the Facebook page, Beard and Bread Homestead, if you want to check that out if you're on Facebook. And that's about all I have from the Beard and Bread Homestead. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next video.